Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got something done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up in their names, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to talk about Home Depot. A lot of clickbait is out there talking about Home Depot is failing, they're going through a depression, they're losing everything. But I'm not here for the clickbait. I'm not here to, to throw on anyone's parade. But Home Depot did lose a little bit of steam. They did lose a little bit of steam. And it's only natural. You can't go up forever, right? Tesla didn't go up forever, right? They lost some steam also, and we can talk about that a little bit later on. But right now we're going to focus on Home Depot. So with Home Depot, they have a record loss of 3.6%. 3.6%. Now, for all of you who don't know what Home Depot is basically a facility or a company that essentially gives household appliances and services to their consumers. So they do things like gardening, plants, lawnmowers, things like that. They also do things like hardwood floors, wood, plywood, all the stuff that you would need to build a home, roofing. And then they also have, receiving, shipping, locks, security, lights, appliances, all those things that are essentially necessities in home maintenance and home management. If I need a toilet today, I'm going to Home Depot, getting a $120 toilet, calling it a day. You understand? And so Home Depot is essentially an all-in-one place that you can just go and get everything you need for a home. You can say the same thing about Lowe's. You can say the same thing about Menards. And there are several other places that kind of offer the same sorts of services like a Harbor Freights, but to a lesser extent. So with that being said, with Home Depot losing steam, that's going to affect several other markets. That's going to affect the home builder market. It tells me indirectly that home builders are not building as many homes. And we all knew that, right? With the higher rates of interest, banks are really squeezing these fix and flippers. And so people don't want to fix and flip houses when they have to pay 15% on interest rates. And so if they have to eat into their margins so much in an environment where people don't want to get loaned money because their rate would be 7%, of course they're not going to have any houses to sell, and so they're just going to stop building houses until they can sell the ones that they've already built. Now, another thing that I wanted to address is that, Home Depot doesn't necessarily talk about thieves so much, but maybe if they really did crack down on the crime, maybe if they really did crack down on all that was going on within, their facility, that would increase that rate, because 3.6% can easily be fixed if they're also able to get rid of crime. And I do apologize if I'm looking this way, because I've had a cat literally coming to my backyard for the last couple of days. And so I just keep looking back because I see something kind of flashing through there, but it doesn't seem to be anything at the moment. And I have a garden out there, tomatoes and stuff like that. Surprisingly, none of the animals have been eating it. So I don't know, that was a little side note, but I just keep looking that way because I'm tired of these animals in my backyard. So with that being said, as you guys know, I love real estate. I absolutely love it. I've been wanting to get my basement done for some time. I've been quoted some outrageous numbers. And there was only one person that I actually trusted to do the plumbing in my basement, and it was going to cost me a pretty penny. I mean, an absolute pretty penny, to the point where I just didn't feel like doing it. Now, was it something that I really wanted? Yes. But I wasn't going to subject myself to spending $25,000 on some plumbing before you even get to, fixing up the rooms, doing everything else, blah, 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 blah. And so, to me, it just didn't make sense. And right now, just like it didn't make sense for me, it's not making sense for a lot of home builders. It's not making sense for a lot of handyman. It's really not making sense. And so a 3.6% drop is not crazy. It's not crazy, especially because last summer we were in a really, really booming market. So if we're comparing last summer to this summer, there should be a drop-off. We might see another drop-off for the next quarter as well, because that's when interest rates were just starting to rise. And, Home Depot is not going to be seeing as much demand as they did the previous year, right? People are kind of set in their ways of like, oh yeah, right now is not the best time to be buying, properties. And so no one is going to be going out of their way to say, oh yeah, Home Depot should expect higher earnings in the next quarter. No, that is not the expectation. So we should see another decline in revenue for that quarter, based on what we all know about interest rates, what we all know what the Fed is pivoting, what we all know about the job market. People might be looking to stay put, conserve money, save money, and not necessarily put themselves out there to where they can lose more than they ever thought, right? You don't want to buy a house of straw when you when winter is coming, right? You want to stay in that brick home, and just stay solid right now, because you don't know what turbulence is coming your way. Job loss, pay cut reductions, less hours, things like that can definitely affect an industry. Less customers, less consumers, less product. Things like that can absolutely affect an industry. And so knowing that, it's very important that, one, we're fully funded, emergency fund fully funded, because like I said, Home Depot affects more than just Home Depot. It affects many sectors of our environment. It affects housing, and those things getting done. Right now, we still have a very small supply of houses on the market. It's less than 2 million, I believe. And that is less than the 3.6 or 3.2 million on average that we've normally had. So we're still under supply. We do not have enough supply on the market of sellers. And because of that, we're going to continue to not meet demand. The demand is higher than the supply. Housing will remain unaffordable, and people will continue to have an issue of affordability during this time. And so I do not foresee people in the middle of winter putting multiple houses on market. I just don't see it. I see maybe come May, June, or April, finally the possibility of maybe reaching like 2.5 million houses for sale in America today. But right now, we are not there. We are months and months and months away, more than half a year away from that. And so let me know what you think. Am I over-exaggerating? Is a 3.6% drop not enough to really change the dynamic of what is really happening in the housing market? Well, is everything going according to plan? Is this what the Fed wanted? Or are things starting to look a little bad? Are more people actually going to get hurt? Is everybody else right? And am I downplaying the situation for what I believe it to be? Let me know in the comment section down below. I would really appreciate your input. Now, as you know, I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily on YouTube, Rumble, and on Spotify for podcasters. And I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.